All right. All right, everyone. Welcome to Live with Lisa. Today, our host is Daniel Benjamin, aka Bear.
Yes, Mr. Fire Island Bear 2023 coming at you and recording.
Daniel's also one of our platinum members of the International Pride Business Guide. And if you don't know what that is, you need to. Let me change my screen again.
So hello, everybody, in the meantime.
Yes, hello. There we go. Make sure you go visit the website, which is ipbg.us. You'll find Daniel's information. Maybe. If Daniel's finished it.
I am building it, and it should be done sometime in the next couple of days.
Okay, perfect. So over the weekend sometime, check it out. Daniel have his information in there. All right, Daniel, take it away. Tell us about yourself and your business, what you do, how you help your clients and such, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, of course. So Daniel Benjamin, born and raised in Queens, New York, lived here most of my life. And I've been highly favored over the past 10 and a half years to be in a position where I get to help people understand how money works, right? We all know that money is an important thing. It may not be the most important thing, but it's right up there with oxygen. And knowing how to make sure your money lasts all the way towards the last days of your retirement, and also knowing how to properly protect yourself is one of the most important things that you can most probably do in your lifetime. That and maybe find your loved one, right? Yeah, I create a free game plan for people. That's initially what I do. I believe that the education is paramount, is the most important thing, the educational part. So what if let's just say I were to sit down with you or somebody that you know, I would start with this. I would start with what their wants are, what their needs are, what their affordabilities are, and then create a game plan around that. Figure out important numbers like how much money you need by the time you reach retirement to never have to go back to work. That's an important number, and most people don't know that number. We can figure that out. What's an emergency plan look like to you, right? What is a rule of thumb for you on that? How to get out of debt in a fraction of the time using the same budget that you're currently using if you are in debt. So all of these important numbers and facts and figures I put together in what's called a financial needs analysis for you, free, complimentary, and my biggest hope is that if you go and you appreciate what I do for you, that you'd be able to actually refer me to other people, or you'd be able to actually take them to the next level and implement some of these strategies through products and services that I provide. So I'm here to support. Let me know how.
Cool. I have a question, Daniel. Can you do this for people anywhere in the United States or just in New York?
Very good question. So, if anybody who's a finance geek, licensed nerd, knows that you get to be licensed in the particular state for some products and services, the financial game plan itself doesn't matter. All 50 states and U.S. territories, I can actually support people with. If there's a specific license that I'm missing in your particular state, I can always get that license after the fact. So it's never really an issue. So I guess the long-winded answer is yes, and the short answer is no, not an issue whatsoever. I can definitely support.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because I know with realtors and stuff like that, that's not the case.
Correct.
And it's the same with notaries. You're only licensed in the state that you're in. And it's very difficult to get a dual license because I wanted my notary license in both Florida and Tennessee, but I had to choose one or the other. Now I can get what is called a RON certification, which is remote online notary, which means I can do it anywhere. But right now I just have my Florida license. I have to take classes to do the RON thing, which I'm working on.
Yes, I know we all have our deadlines. I know that I'm licensed in a handful of states, And really, the licensing process is super simple. It's just about registering with the state and putting in that paperwork and then getting approved. Which, if you're already licensed in your home state, which is the state of New York, my state, if you're already licensed in your home state, then it's just a matter of a week or 2 weeks of waiting to get the license.
Unless it's the state of Florida.
Unless it's the state of Florida. Now, each different state, and this is also this is going down the the licensing nerd mentality. For each different state, there's different requirements. Some of them may align very easily, but like the state of Florida, which is one of the states that I am licensed in, I actually had to do fingerprints, which were an extra added step. I don't know why they had me do that. Other states don't require, but in terms of doing that, what happened is now I had to mail those fingerprint slab, whatever, to the right department in order to process that. So it just took me a little bit extra. It took me about 3 weeks till I got it done. But it is what it is.
At least you got it done.
Yeah, Texas was the easiest. It's another state that I'm licensed in. Texas took me about a week, and it was really quick like that.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yes, I hopefully I satisfied all the insurance geeks out there.
Well, you satisfied this one, and right now I'm the one that counts. In a world according to me.
Yeah, Lisa, awesome.
What else is going on in your world? What other things do you have to share? Any upcoming events? Any special things that we can help you promote?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up, Lisa, because I know that we mentioned in the beginning, Mr. Fire Island Bear. So if everyone sees my sash right over here, I won this in a very fierce competition. And with that comes some notoriety and some pull. So I'm going to be in a position where I get to work on a couple of charities that I'm going to support with that. I'm hoping that I can use my platform to teach people how money works, get into that conversation with fresh new eyeballs, and spread the word out there. And yeah, just there are things coming up that I do not know yet about. However, they are definitely on the way, and I will clue people in. I'm so glad that I get to be part of this platform here with you, Lisa, because it's an opportunity for me to also update people on the newsletter and update my profile as things go along. So I'm very, very excited to be a member, and yeah.
Well, thank you. We're glad you're a member of the International Pride Business Guide. Now, another thing about Mr. Benjamin is we are both part of an amazing networking organization called the
Happy Neighborhood Project.
Yes. It's a great way to find people and places to network in without having to leave the comfort of your home. I can be sitting here in my chair and be networking with people in Australia or Dubai or Canada, just saying. And then we have one group specific, LGBTQ supportive in the Happy Neighborhood Project. So, which is where Daniel and I both are found every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. The happiest hour of my week. I swear to you, it is.
It's also the gayest hour of our week.
Well, that's true. That is true.
Yes. And I got to say, I want to plug this in, Lisa, and I'm so glad that you brought this up because so our mutual friend, his name is Alan Reisman. He actually introduced me to HNP and INSO, to the chapter of the LGBTQ and supportive group. And I have to say, I've made so many connections, and it's really such a kiki, you get to I understand if we're networking, sometimes there are things that are straightforward, but there's nothing in the rule book that says that you get to be so robotic about your networking. You get to hang out with people, connect, create deeper relationships. And really that chapter, the LGBTQ supportive group on HMP, does an amazing job. And there are other chapters, and HMP is phenomenal. And I do make good connections. I have really good stories of good connections and helping people out through those other chapters. But honey, the LGBTQ supportive group, that's where it's at. That's where the fun is. That's where the kiki. And I highly recommend everybody come.
I agree with you 100% because Mark Siegel introduced me to Alan, and Alan introduced me to HNP. And I haven't been to the Dubai group or Australia group yet, but that's coming. It may come next week, depending on if I'm at home or at the hospital. We'll see.
Hopefully at home.
Well, there's a very big possibility that I'll only be home for part of the week, and I've got to go get tests done and crap. So they may keep me a couple of days. Who knows?
Well, I hope it's a speedy process. I hope it's a speedy process for you, Lisa. We need you. You're one of the co-captains.
I am. And I love being a co-host with the LGBT supportive group. It's wonderful. I get to do something that I love. Talk. My mom says I came out talking and I never shut up.
Yes, I think she told me in different words the same thing.
Mm-hmm. So do you have another contest coming up anytime soon?
I love that question. So when you win Mr. Fire Island Bear, that actually opens you up to opportunities to judge other competitions.
Yes.
And so that might be the case. I may end up going to Key West. So I'll be in your state. I may end up going to Key West Bear.
And we'll meet somewhere and have an adult beverage.
That would be fantastic. Does it have to be adult? Can't we do a kid's beverage? I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Yes, maybe a kid's beverage with a little bit of alcohol in there.
A little bit of tequila.
A little bit of tequila, yes.
A little margarita along the way never hurt anybody.
Yeah. I'll definitely be doing this next year. So next year, Mr. Fire Island Bear, I definitely will be judging because it's a little bit closer for me to get to. It's not that much planning required. I live about an hour and 10 minutes away from the island, so it's very easy to get to.
In a previous life, I used to own a pageant, and I used to I used to own a preliminary to Miss Gay America, and I have judged more pageants than I can even count. One of the most fun things I've ever done.
I'm so happy that I'm over the getting judged and now doing the judging, because now I get to play a little bit.
Now you get to have more fun.
Yeah, but if anybody wants to kind of like get a deeper story into my journey in the process of winning this, I was actually featured in Bear World magazine. So you can actually look me up on Bear World magazine, which is super cool. And I'm actually going to post this up on my listing, so people will be able to see it and be able to go on to my my article. I can't believe an article was written on me. This is absolutely.
If there are images from the contest, make sure you put those in there as well.
Yeah, so the article itself already has images. I did, funny enough, I took my straight brother on a little bit of a psycho trip where I got to put this on, and he helped me out with like all kinds of poses and stuff like that. I had a harness on, and he was like, first time he was ever exposed to a harness, he was like, what on earth is that? And it was fun. I got to traumatize my straight brother.
That's funny. That is really funny.
Yeah. Well, it was either that or pay for a photographer, and I chose him because he was quick and easy.
And cheap.
And cheap. Yeah, that too.
Depending on how much his bar tab was, cheap.
Yeah, but no, he's a really good brother. I really appreciate the fact that he's an ally and he's very appreciative of what I do. Because it's
Well,
the
yeah,
funniest thing, like, most people don't know what the bear community is, even in the gay community, in the LGBTQ community. A lot of people don't know what a
that
bear
is
is.
true.
Yeah, so for anybody who's trying to figure this out after this whole entire interview up until now, what is a bear? So, the definitions can be very broad because we're a very inclusive community as a whole. That's the LGBTQ culture. Um, the culture, the subculture within what's called the bear community is usually plus size men, hairy men, guys who are not the prim and proper, washboard abs, not that kind of look, more of the out of shape, but also very, very attractive in my opinion. And that's essentially the bear community, and we celebrate that with things called like Bear Week on Fire Island, which I highly recommend. This is a huge plug because Bear Week is amazing on Fire Island. There's Bear Weeks and bear events, bear weekends. There's like all over the United States, including places like Provincetown has them. Bear Weekend is also in as I alluded to, in Key West as well. And you just like find them all over. But it's a great place to, if you happen to be in the gay male community and you wanted to a little bit more exposure into a fun, loving group of people who are all about the bear hugs, right? And about the expression of their own beauty. I highly recommend going to these events, especially Mr. Fire Island Bear. If you want to catch me next week, it's not next week, sorry, next year, in at the competition as one of the judges, you get a chance to see me, talk to me, learn more about me, and yeah.
That is fantastic. Well, Daniel, I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And
Thank you for having me.
how can people find you that might want to get their financial checkup?
Very good question. So I will post my information on the directory, so everyone will have my information and how to reach me, including my personal website. I know we don't advertise much in the finance industry because of all the red tape, especially my company is under the New York Stock Exchange and all these different kind of things. But get to know a little bit more of my story, connect with me. I'll give you a whole introduction as to who I am, what I do, and how I can best serve you. My one goal in terms of the connection that you and I get to make, and I'm reaching out to the people who are watching this. My goal is to create a lasting friendship between us that we can turn into a, just by me doing what I do, by helping you out with your finances, create a friendship that lasts for a very, very long time.
Well, is there a good way to connect with you on social media that you can tell us real quick?
Yes. Go to Danny, DANNYFI, Bear 2023 on Instagram, and you will find me and you can connect with me. I'm on there. I'm actually cataloging my journey since I won, and that's when I just started. So it's kind of growing. Day by day, there are people trickling in, getting to know a little bit more about me.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Danny. I've never heard you call yourself Danny.
I know, only my mom calls me Danny, but I don't know. It was a quick move, and I just did. So everybody gets to call me like my mom does.
Okay. Well, thanks for being here, Daniel. We appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me,
everyone,
Lisa.
we thank you so much for being a part of today. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the recording.